Hey guys, today I'm going to show you the part 1 of how to use Scratch. If you've signed in and you create a project, you should see your username right here. And you can change the name here, the name of the sprite here. You can show or hide it here. You can also use in the looks block, which we'll look at later. You can set the size of how big it is. I set it 50. It'll be half size. I set it back to 100. Oops. We've got back to 100. The direction, as you can make it spin around. The direction 90 will make it face that way. 0, make it face up that way. Okay, if you wanted to make it upside down, if you wanted to face left, this is what you get. But we'll look at it. We can solve that problem. But if we want it to be upside down that way, then you can. Okay, that's halfway. That's back. This is directions. It's pretty simple. And the X and Y of the sprite. And then I'm going to show you all sorts of things on Scratch. If you're new to it, then this might be good for you. So first, what does the costumes thing do? On here, you can select all sorts of things. We can select the head, the tail of the cat, the body, the leg bit, and then everything. And also, when you hit create, it always comes up with this sprite. It's got a costume. A costume is a thing that it's still the same sprite, but the looks are a bit different. You sometimes use it to animate things, or to change color, I'm about to show you how to do all these things. To paint something, you can do it here. You can change the size right here, higher. That's bigger. Control Z to make it go back. By the way, you can't use Control Z to re-put the sprite. If you hit this button then and delete it, now you can choose the sprite. And that's what I was going to do now. I'm going to go here. We've got all sorts of things. Animal and categories like animal, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, and letters. Letters are basically letters. In some of the sprites you can't find any of these categories. You can't find them at all. You can search them up. For example, if I search up, example, there was a letter A. So, letter A. Okay. Maybe it was called block. Okay. Never mind. It didn't come up, but yes. Okay, we can do all sorts of stuff like button. Lots of buttons. And plus, I was going to choose back. To just show you the wrist, I'm going to choose this. You can also find the Scratch cane here and a flying version of it here. And if you put your mouse pointer on it, it will show all the different costumes. You can see sometimes it's kind of animated like this. It's running and all sorts. But some of them don't have any costumes. For example, these cheese puffs. My mouse pointer is on it, but it doesn't have any. Select the cat, and this bucket, the next tool. Okay, you can use the bucket to fill in any bit of colors from the white line, but you can't fill in the background. It has to be a bit where a line is connected to a line, and it's all covered up, I guess. I could make his eyes purple, or his mouth purple, or his stomach spot purple, or we can just make that. That's really simple. Here, it's a line. You can do this. You can do all sorts of lines, and you can make all sorts of shapes with them. If you hover over to the end of the line, the blue bit, you can drag it, and then it will go exactly from that bit you can select and delete. Next is this. You can change the fill color up here, the brightness, the saturation, or the color. So I could do a red box. There are two shades of red. They're the same. You can select whatever you want. You can make a whatever shaped rectangle that you want. Okay, next is I'm going to show you bending shapes. You can bend all sorts of shapes. So if I do a line, click on this tool, click on one point of it, bend it. You can bend it to whatever shape you want, mold it into whatever shape you want, and use these arrows to keep control of it. And also, it's kind of, people thought, it's kind of curved. But I want it to be sharp. And that's what pointed is for. You can point it, and now it's really pointed. So I can do pointed, and it's kind of squarey. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. And also a useful tool is making, okay, it doesn't have any fill, and just that. We want to make the edges round. You do that, okay, and click 100 at the top, 100 at the bottom, okay, they're all kind of similar. Then you click the corner, you delete it. Now you've got this round edged thing. You can do that with all the sides if you wanted to. And just this one. Okay. Not that one. Select this one. Now you've got this kind of round shaped thing. But we don't need it. I was just showing you. The eraser, just for example, I do a square, and you can just erase it. By the way, you can use this pointed thing to mold anything. Like a circle would be a good one. You can mold it into this kind of shape. It looks a bit like a smiley thing. Or the way you kind of do rocks. You can do rocks like this. My favorite way of making grey is you go here, you set the brightness to dark, you set the saturation to 0, and you've got this whole selection of grey. You can use the color you can do it like a grey blue, or darker, or white lighter, or you can even select the color up here and to what kind of near grey you want. Okay, yeah, it's a simple way of making rock, I guess. You can text, as you can text whatever you want. Right now I'm just texting random. You can change the color of the text here. Sometimes really important when it's the same color as the sprite. So change the color. You can also change the font here. If I do it as serif. Now the font is here serif. And if I changed it to, I like this one, pixel, then it will, the writing will be pixel, and so on. There's a lot to show you. Okay, I don't know what that one is. Looks more like Japanese. And tutorial I wanted to show you. Rather than that, wanted to create a sprite. You can use the sprite here. You can paint one here. You can use all those skills before that I was just showing you. For example, if I wanted to make a red circle, a red circle. There we go. But it's a new sprite. And just get rid of that. And okay. I'm also going to get rid of the text. You can also move text by doing the arrow tool, moving it around, and you can do the same with others, delete it. You can also upload a sprite, and this, it will choose a random sprite. Backdrops, you can, okay, I don't want to upload a backdrop. Let's go back. Cancel. And you can choose a backdrop. You know, whatever you want. Here. Okay. Basketball. I wanted to make it. Paint. Not gonna paint one. I think we already have a basketball, but you can paint one if you want. Here we've got a basketball. Look. Kit Kat's playing with a basketball. Okay. In the next one, we might see how to make a basketball game, but you know, so yeah. Oh, and also you can do it. You can see the project page of it. We go in here, and it's basically what it would look like if it had a project. You can turn commenting on and off. So off and on. They're gonna leave it off. And that means people can't comment, and you can start the project. But we'll have a look more about the project and things, and bit of code and motion, looks, sound, event, control, sensing, operators, variables, which are really helpful, and blocks, which are sometimes helpful. You can also have a look at sounds, what sounds do. Okay, gee, that played a loud cat sound. Okay. And that's what sound the sprite has. You can use the sound, whatever sound you want. And I guess I could have it as the pop sound. Yes, pop. Now, and then in here, I'm just going to show you a little bit of that sound, which plays on pop. And you can switch the sound to meow. You can record. And then make faster or slower. Okay, don't like that. Let's reset that sound. We can choose that sound again. Because sometimes you just can't. It's sometimes actually, you know, you can't do it, and it's actually kind of fun. And I do not like robot. Okay, you can stop all sounds, so on this. Okay, we'll do that meow sound because I haven't done it. Okay, so if I do this, it'll stop all sounds. You can change pitch effect, then clear sound effect, then change volume by, set volume to. You can also see how loud the volume is. That's all it for this tutorial. I'll see you at next one.